Kagent is getting a lot of attention in the Kubernetes community. Let's see what problems it can solve for you. Let's say your app is running on a Kubernetes cluster and the pods are healthy. Nothing in the logs looks wrong, but every time someone tries to reach your app, they get connection refused, and you have no idea why. In Kubernetes, your actual app runs inside pods, but pods come and go, so it doesn't make sense to send traffic straight to them. Instead, you put a service in front. A service acts as a stable front door that forwards traffic to the right pods behind it. So how does the service know which pods it should send traffic to? Services use labels. Every pod wears a little name tag, like app equals engine X, and the service is told, send traffic to any pod whose tag matches the one I'm looking for. And this is exactly where it breaks. Let's say the service is told to look for pods tagged app equals web, but your pods are actually tagged app equals engine X. The service looks for web, but no pod is assigned that tag, so the service doesn't forward traffic to any pod. In this case, nothing crashes and nothing logs an error. As far as Kubernetes is concerned, it did exactly what you asked for. To spot this error, you'd have to know the one command, kubectl get endpoints. That's the list of pods your service actually found. And here, that list is empty. But if you're new to Kubernetes, you could lose an hour before you get to this command. Now, this is exactly the kind of problem Kagent is built for. Kagent is an open source tool that puts an AI agent inside your cluster. You set it up in a YAML file, the same kind of file you use for everything else in Kubernetes, and you decide exactly what this Kagent is allowed to touch. And here's the key idea. The agent isn't doing anything magical. It runs the same kubectl commands you would. The difference is the agent knows which commands to run and in what order. So you just tell the agent in plain English that your Nginx app can't be reached. Figure out why. The agent checks the service and reads which tag it's looking for, checks that list of found pods, which is empty, then checks the pods themselves and reads their real tags. And it catches the mismatch. The service wants web, the pods say Nginx. So it suggests a fix. Change the service to look for the right tag. And it doesn't just go do it on its own. Kagent stops and asks you first, this is the change. Is this okay? You say yes. It makes the fix, the pods show up, and traffic finally flows.
So that's the theory. Now let's watch it play out on a real cluster.
This is a hands-on lab from the Kagent course on KodeKloud. Task list on the left, a real terminal on the right. And the lab is set up as a before and after. First, we troubleshoot 2 broken apps by hand, the way you'd normally do it. Then, we hand the same problems to Kagent and watch the difference. First problem. There's a service called order API in the default namespace. The pods behind it are running, but the service isn't sending them any traffic. Sound familiar? It's the exact failure from the first half of this video. But now it's hiding in a real cluster, and we have to find it. We start with a curl to the service. Connection failed. Okay, so let's look around. We list the services in the default namespace, and there's order API. We list the pods, 2 pods, both running. Now the command you already know, kubectl get endpoints. And there it is. The order API service has no endpoints at all. The service found 0 pods. So we pull up the services selector. It's looking for app equals order API version v1. Then we check the pods. They're labeled order API, but version v2. There's the mismatch. The service wants v1, the pods say v2. The fix is one edit. We change the service selector to v2 and check the endpoints again. And now the pod addresses show up. Run the curl again and it finally answers. There's the Nginx page. We check our work and task 1 is done. Notice what that took though. 5 or 6 commands, and knowing which one to run next at every step.
Next problem. And this one's new. There's an inventory service in the backend apps namespace with an HPA, a horizontal pod autoscaler. The autoscaler's job is to keep the right number of pods running, at least 3 here, up to 10. But the deployment can't even reach 3. First check. How many pods are actually running? Just 1. So something is blocking the other 2. We describe the HPA and read its events. 2 warnings. Failed get resource metrics and failed compute metrics replicas. That smells like a metrics server problem. So we test that first. And the node metrics come back fine. The metrics server is ruled out. It's something else. Next stop, the namespace events. And here's the real clue. A pod was forbidden because it exceeded quota. So there's a resource quota in this namespace, and it's in the way. We look at the quota, and there it is. Pods are capped at 1. The autoscaler wants 3, the namespace allows 1, and the autoscaler loses. We edit the quota up to 10. The pods don't scale right away, so we restart the deployment to speed things up. And now the new pods come up. Check our work. Task 2 done. That one took a chain of 5 different checks before the quota even entered the picture. So that's the before. 2 problems, maybe 10 to 15 minutes if you know exactly where to look. And in a real incident, you're doing this while alerts are firing from 3 different monitoring tools. Now the after. On the top right of the lab, there's a kagent UI button. It opens a chat. This is the Kubernetes agent running inside the cluster. And on the right, you can see every tool it's allowed to use. Same idea as the YAML from earlier. You decide what the agent can touch. We take the first query, plain English. Why isn't the service order API in namespace default routing traffic to its pods? And we send it. Here's what's actually happening. The agent calls a tool, like describe resource, and pulls real data from the cluster. That data goes back to the model decides what to check next, and around it goes again. Tool by tool, it's the same investigation we just did by hand. And there's the answer. The service selector wants version v1. The running pods are labeled v2, so no traffic flows. 1 prompt, and the agent connected every dot we connected manually. To fix it, we send the second prompt. Update the service labels to match the deployment. The agent describes the service, applies the manifest, and confirms the change is live. Same fix we made by hand, without touching kubectl once. Now the inventory service. We ask why the HPA in backend apps can't scale to its 3 replicas. And just to prove nothing's staged, we check the terminal and there's still only 1 pod running. The agent fans out again. Events, replica sets, the deployment, the HPA itself. And watch what it comes back with. It lays out the evidence. Minimum 3, maximum 10, failed metrics events, pod failure events in the namespace, and then a ranked list of root causes, with the resource quota and limits right there in it. Then it asks how we'd like to fix it. In production, you'd chat back and forth here, ruling causes out one by one. The same reasoning loop, just faster. The lab closes with a couple of questions. What's the main advantage? For my money, it's the natural language part. You describe the symptom, the agent does the digging. And here's the honest comparison. Those 2 problems took us somewhere between 5 and 20 minutes by hand, depending on how well you know Kubernetes. The agent handled each one in about 2. And the agent doesn't care how senior you are. That's the real shift. Lower time to resolution, no matter who's on call. So that was the full before and after. And everything you just watched, you can do yourself. This exact lab is free on KodeKloud. First link in the description. Break the cluster, fix it by hand, then let Kagent fix it for you. And if you want to go deeper, the full Kagent course builds the agent up from scratch. The YAML, the tools, the LLM providers, all of it.